Next technique I'm going to show you now. This technique is called bulldogging.
Hello guys, আমরা এখন এভারগ্লেডস অ্যালিগেটর ফার্মে আসছি অ্যালিগেটর শো দেখতে। তো ভিউয়ার্স আমাদের পাশেই থাকেন, ধন্যবাদ। এখন আমাদের টিকিট কাটতে হবে।
That is the, what was it called? The Oceanian ostrich. Also known as...
দূরে যাও, ফোন মারে।
All right, everybody, it is that time. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
I want to welcome everybody to the Everglades Alligator Farm and to our alligator show, our alligator feeding demonstration. My name is Lee. I'm going to be feeding some of these alligators here today. Killing everybody's food.
Throw them!
Then you're probably wondering, one small bucket of meat, is that going to be enough to feed all these alligators? It is not. Alligators are cold-blooded animals, so they do not have to eat every single day like us, like mammals. Alligators can go long periods of time without food if they need to. A full-grown alligator out in the Everglades in the wild can go anywhere between 2 and 3 years without food, but not the alligators in this pond. These alligators are very well fed. Once a month, we dump in over 1,000 pounds of meat. We use beef, chicken, pork, fish, farm-raised rats and rabbits, and 1,000 pounds of meat once a month. That is more than enough to feed all of the alligators in this pond. In this pond, we have over 250 alligators, and this is our breeding pond. So for every one male alligator, there's at least 5 to 7 females. The reason for that, one male alligator can cover several different females throughout the entire mating season. Also, male alligators are very territorial. In order for us to reduce the fights between the males, we have to minimize the amount of males that are in this pond. So the majority of the alligators that you're looking at right now are female alligators. The only way you can tell the alligators apart by looking at them is going to be by the size. And male alligators get bigger than female alligators. So all the alligators you're looking at now are going to be female alligators for sure. The only male that I can see is that big one all the way down at the end over there. That's the only male I see right now. The rest is a female. You also never want to be in the water with an alligator, because if you're in the water with an alligator, the only thing the alligator might see is your little head above the water. The alligator might mistake your tiny little head as a small bird, small duck, maybe even a small mammal. The alligator is going to approach you in the water, more than likely attack you, take you under the water, and then drown you. Once under the water, then the alligator will finally realize that it cannot swallow its full body, or your full body. The alligator will never go after anything and try to eat it if they can see how big it is. So if the alligator can see they can't swallow it whole, no, they're not going to go after it. Alligators are not known man-eaters. It's like some crocodiles. But yes, people have been killed by alligators. So if you want to go for a swim, you might want to stick to the pools or the beaches. Leave the lakes and the canals for the alligators, guys. Also, if you notice, when the alligators are eating the pieces of meat, the alligators are not chewing it, they're swallowing it whole. And that's because alligators do not chew their food. They do not have molars to break down or chew their food. Everything that the alligator eats, they swallow it whole. The teeth of the alligator are mainly used for gripping down on their prey and crushing bones. Alligators can also jump around 3/4 of their body size in and out of water. So if you have an airboat coming up, what happens if an alligator jumps onto your airboat? The best thing to do is you're going to want to grab the person sitting next to you and throw them in front of you. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm joking around. They won't bother you out there. The alligators you have to worry about are the ones that are fed by us. So feeding an alligator is one of the worst things you can ever do to a wild alligator. Once an alligator has been fed, they lose their natural fear of man. Now the alligator is going to start coming up to people looking for food all the time. It is also illegal to feed wild alligators. And when reported, Florida Fish and Wildlife authorities, they will remove those alligators from their habitat and even kill those alligators. So for your safety and the safety of the wild alligators here in Florida, never feed a wild alligator.
কুমিরদেরকে খাওয়ানো হচ্ছে
When alligators eat their food in the water, the alligator cannot swallow its food under the water. They have to bring their heads out of the water in order to swallow what they're eating. So I'm going to get these last pieces of meat out there into the water. Let's see who finds it. There we go, big guy got it in the back. And the reason why the alligator has to bring his head out of the water when it's eating is because the alligator, if it swallows too much water, the alligator is going to drown. So yes, they have to bring their heads out of the water to swallow what they're eating in the water. One question I always get is, what do we do with all these alligators? All the alligators that are here, they're going to be here the rest of their lives. Alligators that are fed or domesticated, they cannot be released out into the wild because these alligators are going to be more dangerous. They're going to always come up to people looking for food, harassing people for food. So they have to stay here. They cannot get released out into the Everglades. We do not kill or harm these alligators. We do not harvest them for their meat or for their skin. All the alligators on this farm are used for education and research only. They're born here in this pond. The eggs are hatched. We'll take the eggs out, incubate them, and half of those baby alligators are going to get released out into the Everglades. As long as they're under 2 weeks, they can get released out into the Everglades. The other half are going to go to zoos, museums, other research facilities. Once those alligators start to get too big, they bring them back. They'll end up in here, and they'll take some more small ones. Another question I'm asked is, what happens if I walk in here with the alligators? As long as I don't have food in my hands, I'm going to be fine. Most of these alligators are going to run back into the pond. They're not going to bother me. But if you fall into the pond, because we feed the alligators here, anything that hits the water makes a splash or falls into the pond, the alligators think it's food. If a person falls into this pond, yes, you're not going to make it out alive, guys. They're going to try to eat you. My favorite part of the show now, if there's anyone here that has any friends or family members that they do not like, preferably small children, I can help you get rid of them now, guys. I think we got somebody. Oh, here we go. No, I'm kidding, guys. I want to thank you all for coming out. That does conclude my alligator feeding demonstration. If you enjoyed the show, please feel free to show your appreciation. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you, guys. Also, the last show at 5 o'clock is going to be at that little entrance right over there, guys. Thank you.
যেসব পুরুষের বাপ দেখো বাইরে আলাদা শেষ হয়ে গেছে
শকুন মানে কালো পাখি এই যে মামি লাডা শকুন মামা শকুন মামা দেখছে কখন গরু মারা যাবে তাই খাবে তাই
মন বসে
There's also turtles here.
এই যে আমের এই যে আম গাছের মুকুল আসছে রক লাইক বসে আছে মনে হচ্ছে পাথরের মতন নাকি Too big.
There's a head. There's his head.
Yeah, I saw that. Wow. কি ফুল এটা?
Male crocodile
This is the biggest male crocodile
in Florida.
in Florida.
Wow, he's so big.
Very big.
And I think he's the male, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
Bunch. Stupid তাকাইছে কেন দেখছেন?
হ্যাঁ। খুব ফেরাউনের মতো লাগতেছে।
This is the biggest male crocodile in No. The second biggest. This is the second biggest
আমরা
alligator.
মানে এদিক থেকে যেতে পারতাম ওখানে।
And this is the first. I'm almost scared. Oh.
তাড়া দিয়ে রাখলো। এই গেল না?
No. You don't want to lose his wife, your wife.
দেখিস লেজ বড় খাইলো কত।
No, I meant
বাইক করা। সবাইকে খাওয়াতে হবে, সবাইকে খাওয়াতে হবে। ওরা বুঝতে পারে কার কি যদি
তো মনে হচ্ছে এটা খুব ভদ্র।
ভদ্র টাকা মানে ওই আমার কিন্তু লাগে না Justice of it. But then our very
How you doing today? Yeah! There we go, a lot better. I want to welcome everybody to the Everglades Alligator Farm and to our alligator show. My name is Lee. I'm going to be your alligator handler for today. Here in this pen, I have 2 American alligators. Alligators are of the crocodilian family. This family dates back 60 million years to the time of the dinosaurs, and was said to reach lengths of about 60 feet. The largest alligator ever caught was back in Louisiana, the year 1890. That alligator was 19 feet 2 inches in length. The largest alligator that we have on this farm, in that pond over there, that alligator is between 13, 14 feet, over 1,000 pounds, and between 60 and 70 years old. One question I always get: what is the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? Does anybody know any differences between the alligator and the crocodile? You are 100% correct. Everybody, let's give him a round of applause. Great job. So as he was saying, the shape of the snout for the alligator and crocodile, different shapes. The alligator snout is more of a wider, rounder shape, kind of like a U shape. The crocodile snout is more of a narrow, pointy shape, so more like a V shape. But who gets bigger, the alligator or the crocodile? Crocodiles get bigger, you're right. Who's going to be found in more places of the world, the alligator or the crocodile? Crocodile. Crocodiles are found all over the world in most of your tropical regions. Alligators are only found in 2 places. One being right here in the United States, we have the American alligator. There is one more alligator in China. But the alligator from China is not called the American alligator, so what do you guys think it's going to be called?
Chinese.
They're Chinese alligators. Also, guys, the color is different. When alligators are born, Alligators have yellow stripes that run across their entire body. But as they get older and start to mature, the alligator is going to lose all of these stripes and they become more of a jet black color. Crocodiles are a lighter color, more like a khaki green color. And when crocodiles are born, crocodiles have little black dots as opposed to the yellow stripes with alligators. But which one is more dangerous, the alligator or the crocodile?
Crocodile.
You say crocodile? Well, you're both right. Because the one that's more dangerous is the one that is close enough to you. All right, guys, we're going to put the baby alligator away. Let's say goodbye to the baby alligator. Moving on to something much bigger. The techniques I'm going to be showing today. These techniques come from the Seminole and Miccosukee Indians, the natives of Florida. They would capture the alligator because they would eat the alligator. At first, the natives, they would capture, kill the alligator, but they did learn killing the alligator was a bad idea. Because dragging the alligator home in this hot Florida sun, the meat of the alligator starts to spoil very fast. So they had to come up with different ways to bring the alligators home alive. And those are some of the techniques I'm going to be showing today. But before I get a hold of this alligator, if we can, everybody, let's get a big hand for our American alligator. All right. So when capturing an alligator, some would say get a hold of the alligator's jaws first. What do you guys think? Go for those jaws? No for the jaws? You are right. What about the tail? Anybody think I should go for the alligator's tail?
No.
No for the tail? Then how do I get a hold of this alligator?
Give him a hug.
So before I do get a hold of this alligator, the most dangerous part of this alligator are the jaws. The bite force of an alligator this size is going to be around 2,000 pounds per square inch, which is more than enough power to crack bones and even crush open turtle shells. Just think of a small car falling on your leg or your arm. That's how much power these alligators have in their jaws. So no, I'm not going to grab the alligator by those jaws. What I'm going to do is go for the tail. And no worries, dragging the alligator by the tail does not harm the alligator. The alligator that I'm using today, this is a male alligator between 15 and 20 years old. This alligator is close to 220 pounds. I'm going to say north of 220 because this alligator is very heavy and very strong. And yes, this alligator is 10 times stronger than me. So if this alligator wants to, this alligator can have its way with me any day if it wanted to. And the first technique that I'm going to share. And once on the back of the alligator, one stunt that made these shows very famous, that was showing everybody all 80 teeth of the alligator. Another difference between the alligator and the crocodile is the teeth. Alligators have more teeth. Alligators have 80 teeth, crocodiles have 60 teeth. When the alligator's jaws are closed, all of their teeth, the only teeth you can see from the alligator are the teeth from the top jaw, so kind of like an overbite. When the crocodile's jaws are closed, the only teeth you can see are the teeth, you can see all of the crocodile's teeth. It's been a long day, guys, sorry. So it looks like the crocodile has more teeth, but it is actually the alligator with more teeth. 40 teeth on the top jaw, 40 teeth on the bottom jaw. And if the alligator ever loses a tooth, there's going to be another tooth growing back to replace the missing one. Alligators can go through around 2,000 to 3,000 sets of teeth throughout their entire lifespan. If you look closely to the back of the alligator's throat, you can see that it's sealed shut. The back of the alligator's throat, called the glottis. The glottis is used when the alligator grabs its prey outside of the water, drags its prey back into the water, drowns its prey, but not drown itself. At the top of the snout, we have the nostrils of the alligator. The alligator's eyes are right here pointed out to the side. Because the eyes are pointed off to the side, alligators cannot see directly in front of them. They can only see off to their sides. The alligator's ears are right here. So these little flaps behind the eyes are the ears of the alligator. The alligator can hear very well. When the alligator is underwater, the alligator is going to seal those ears shut so that no water can enter the ear canals of the alligator. Just between the ears, at the center of the alligator's skull, where I'm pointing my finger, right under there, that's going to be where the alligator's brain is located. The alligator's brain, only around the same size as my thumbnail. With the brain that small, that does mean alligators are instinctual. Next technique I'm going to show you now, this technique is called bulldogging. The bulldogging technique was used to tie the jaws of the alligator. Sometimes the natives, they would have to go out and hunt alligators alone, and they needed a way to tie the jaws for just one person. That is how they would do it. All right, guys, the show is not over yet. My favorite part of this show is coming up right now. That is getting off the alligator. I want to remind everybody, alligators are not your friends, they're not your buddies, they make horrible pets. Out in the wild, alligators are fast enough to catch small dogs, small cats, and even small flying birds. So catching one of us is not a problem for an alligator. If you see an alligator, you always keep a safe distance. I want to thank you all for coming out. That does conclude my alligator show. If you enjoyed the show, please feel free to show your appreciation on the way out. But before you leave, guys, I am going to give everybody a chance to hold an alligator. So if you would like to hold an alligator, guys, come on down.
Okay, let's go watch the art animals. Hey, Jarap, oh my God, he's so brave.
Yes.
You know, seen one. Here's a moving snake. It's not like the big ones, like pythons, all those stuff. It's skinned recently. See? There's another one. Very dangerous snakes. Now, if you touch them, they will bite you, and poison would come out of you.
Hello viewers, we just finished the show. We are going home, so I hope you're gonna like our video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.